Most people think heaven is a single place, a distant world above the sky, where God resides and angels exist in endless light. This idea is simple, comforting, and deeply rooted in modern belief. But some of the oldest religious writings describe something far more complex. According to the book of Enoch, heaven is not one realm. It is a vast structure of many realms layered above one another. Some were created to govern nature. Some were built to imprison angels. Some were designed to hold the souls of the righteous. And one stands above all others, beyond description, as the dwelling place of God Himself. The book of Enoch does not present this as symbolism. It presents it as a journey, a human being taken beyond the limits of earth and shown how reality is organized, where time is regulated, where stars are directed, where rebellious angels are confined, and where divine authority ultimately resides. In this ancient text, heaven is not only a place of reward, it is the operating system of creation. We are examining one of the most mysterious texts ever written, a book once read by early religious communities, preserved for centuries, and filled with detailed descriptions of what exists beyond the visible world. This is the book of Enoch, and this is the journey through the 10 heavens. According to the book of Enoch, the journey into the heavens did not begin with light or glory. It began with removal. Enoch writes that he was taken from the earth by holy angels and lifted from the human world into a realm not governed by flesh. What he saw first was not the throne of God, but the structure that stands between humanity and the higher heavens. In the book of Enoch, heaven is not entered suddenly. It is approached. The ascent moves through ordered regions, each with its own purpose. The first of these is what Enoch describes as the heaven closest to the world. This first heaven exists above the firmament. It is not described as a place of reward or punishment, but as a realm of function. Enoch is shown chambers where the forces of nature are stored and released. He sees treasuries of snow, rain, dew, and mist. He sees the pathways of the winds and the foundations from which storms emerge. These are not poetic images. The text treats them as real locations, overseen by angels assigned to their management. In the book of Enoch, nature is not uncontrolled. The rain that falls, the frost that forms, and the winds that move across the earth are all presented as actions carried out under supervision. Angels stand at appointed places. They open and close what Enoch calls storehouses. They guide what is released into the world below. The first heaven then is not paradise. It is administration. This is important because it establishes a central idea of the book of Enoch. Heaven is not distant from the physical world. It is directly involved in it. What happens on earth is influenced by what occurs above it. The first heaven is where the invisible becomes physical. From there, Enoch is taken higher into a realm that sharply contrasts with the first. The second heaven is not described as a place of beauty. It is described as a place of confinement. Enoch sees a vast region marked by darkness and separation. Here, he is shown angels who are bound. These are the watchers. In the book of Enoch, the watchers are a specific group of angels sent to observe humanity. They are not minor beings. They are described as powerful, knowledgeable, and once holy. But according to the text, they abandoned their assigned order. They descended to earth, took human wives, and taught forbidden knowledge. This included the making of weapons, enchantments, and the manipulation of nature. Their actions, the book says, corrupted the world and led to great violence. Because of this, they are no longer free. In the second heaven, Enoch sees them confined, awaiting judgment. They are not destroyed. They are restrained. Their presence in heaven is not honorable. It is judicial. This second heaven introduces a different role of the heavenly realms. Heaven is not only a place of service, it is also a place of accountability. The rebellion of the watchers did not remove them from divine authority. It brought them deeper into it. Enoch describes their condition as one of sorrow. They are aware of their fate. They know that their imprisonment is temporary and that a final judgment remains. This heaven stands as a boundary between what is governed and what is condemned. From this place of confinement, Enoch is then brought into a realm that changes the entire tone of the journey. The third heaven is described as a place of life. Enoch sees what he identifies as paradise. It is filled with trees of fragrance, flowing waters, and a light unlike that of the sun. He describes the presence of the tree of life, whose scent permeates the heavens. This is not a place where angels are bound or assigned. It is a place prepared. According to the book of Enoch, this heaven is reserved for the righteous. It is where the souls of the just are gathered. It is not yet the final dwelling of humanity, but it is a place of rest, preservation, and peace. The violence of the earth and the confinement of the fallen angels are absent here. This third heaven reveals that human destiny is woven into the heavenly structure. There is a realm not only for angels and cosmic systems, but for human souls. In this text, the righteous are not absorbed into heaven. They are placed within it. Enoch is told that this paradise is prepared for those who remain faithful and walk in righteousness. It is a place of separation from corruption, not yet the ultimate presence of God, but protected from the disorder below. From the third heaven, Enoch is taken further upward, away from realms connected to human fate and angelic rebellion, and into realms concerned with the architecture of the universe itself. The fourth heaven is where Enoch is shown the courses of the sun and the moon. He sees their paths, their gates, and the angels who guide them. Light is not described as natural. It is described as regulated. The movement of the sun is assigned. The phases of the moon are monitored. Time itself is administered. In the book of Enoch, days and seasons do not happen. They are directed. Enoch sees divisions of the year, measurements of months, and balances of light and darkness. Angels are stationed to ensure that each cycle occurs according to what he is told is divine command. The heavens in this vision are not a sky. They are a system. This fourth heaven shifts the meaning of heaven again. It is not a spiritual realm detached from physical reality. It is the place from which physical reality is ordered, what humans call time. The book of Enoch presents as a structure maintained beyond the earth. With this, the first stage of Enoch's ascent is complete. He has seen the realm where nature is released, the realm where fallen angels are confined, the realm where the righteous are gathered, and the realm where time is governed. These are not the highest heavens. They are the foundations. They reveal that heaven in the book of Enoch is not a single world of light. It is a layered order. Some heavens touch the earth, some restrain rebellion, some preserve souls, some regulate the universe, and above them all, according to the text, there are still higher realms where the structure becomes even more complex and the beings who inhabit them even more distant from human understanding. Enoch's journey, at this point, has not yet reached the angels of power, the divisions of the stars, or the dwelling place of God. It has only shown the lower heavens, the systems that stand between the world of humans and the higher throne. As Enoch is taken higher, the book of Enoch makes a clear shift. The lower heavens dealt with the earth, with judgment, with souls, and with the movement of time. But in the middle heavens, the focus turns almost entirely to angels, not as messengers, but as an organized civilization that maintains the structure of creation. After passing the courses of the sun and moon, Enoch is brought into the fifth heaven. This realm is not described with beauty or light. It is described with grief. Here, Enoch encounters another group of watchers. Unlike those imprisoned in the second heaven, these are not bound in chains. They dwell together in separation. Their appearance, according to the text, is altered. Their former glory is diminished. They are conscious of their rebellion and of the judgment that awaits them. Enoch asks why they do not speak or worship. He is told that they mourn. They know their time of authority has ended. They are aware that they left their appointed order. When Enoch urges them to pray, they lift their voices, not in praise, but in sorrow. The fifth heaven reveals that not all fallen beings are confined in the same way. Some are restrained physically, others are restrained in rank. They remain in the heavens, but without power, without honor, and without peace. This heaven stands as a reminder that in the book of Enoch, the angelic world is not immune to loss. Awareness of God does not prevent disobedience, and disobedience does not remove a being from divine jurisdiction. From the fifth heaven, Enoch is taken into the sixth. The sixth heaven is one of the most structured realms described in the text. Here, Enoch sees 7 divisions of angels. Each group is assigned oversight of different aspects of the cosmos. These angels are not associated with human affairs. They are associated with cosmic balance. Enoch is shown angels who regulate the movements of spiritual forces, angels who oversee the boundaries between realms, angels who monitor the operations of the heavens themselves. The text presents them as administrators of existence. In this heaven, order is not symbolic, it is visible. The angels are arranged, their duties are defined, their authority is delegated. Nothing appears random. Everything operates within assigned limits. This sixth heaven expands the scale of what heaven means. It is not only where God is worshipped, it is where reality is maintained. Creation, in this view, is not self-sustaining. It continues because it is continually governed. From here, Enoch is taken upward again into the seventh heaven. The seventh heaven introduces a complexity that the earlier realms did not show. Enoch describes several races of angels dwelling together. These beings differ in form, in brightness, and in function. Some are described as luminous, others as fiery, others as having a form closer to humanity, though still radiant. They are not in conflict. They coexist within an ordered environment. Each group has its own place. Each fulfills a different role. The book of Enoch does not define all of their duties, but it emphasizes their diversity. This is not a uniform angelic host. It is a structured population. This seventh heaven changes the way angels are understood. They are not a single category of beings. They are a hierarchy of life, different orders, different purposes, different degrees of glory. Here, Enoch becomes increasingly aware that he is not simply passing through locations. He is moving through levels of existence. The further he ascends, the less these realms resemble anything connected to the earth. From the seventh heaven, Enoch is brought into what the book of Enoch presents as the outer architecture of the universe. The eighth heaven is associated with the stars. Enoch is shown the ordering of celestial lights. He sees regions connected to the movements of the great constellations. The text speaks of this heaven as a place where the patterns of the stars are set. This is not described in the language of mythology. It is described in the language of design. The stars do not wander. They follow courses. They emerge and withdraw according to fixed laws. And these laws, Enoch is shown, are not self-created. They are upheld by heavenly command. The eighth heaven reveals that what humanity sees as distant lights are part of an organized system. Their positions, cycles, and appearances are not accidental. From the eighth, Enoch is taken into the ninth heaven. This realm is described as containing the structure of the zodiac, not as a tool of prediction, but as a framework of celestial measurement. The zodiac, in the ancient world, marked the paths of the sun through the heavens. In the book of Enoch, these paths are not abstract. They exist within a realm. Enoch sees divisions, courses, and stations associated with the great signs of the sky. He is shown how the lights move through them. This heaven serves as a boundary between cosmic order and divine presence. Up to this point, every heaven has contained function, administration, regulation, or habitation. But beyond the ninth, the book of Enoch prepares for a final transition. The language becomes less descriptive and more reverent. The structured systems give way to something that cannot be cataloged. The middle heavens reveal that the universe, in this ancient text, is not sustained by physical laws alone. It is sustained by ranks of beings, orders of intelligence, and delegated authority. Heaven is not presented as a single sacred place. It is presented as a layered command structure. Angels who mourn, angels who administer, angels who coexist across different orders, angels who oversee the stars. Each heaven removes the journey further from human categories, and each ascent reduces what can be explained. Enoch has now passed through realms of nature, judgment, souls, time, angelic order, and cosmic architecture. Only one heaven remains, the one not associated with any system, the one that contains no delegated authority, the one the book of Enoch presents as the source of all others. When Enoch is taken beyond the ninth heaven, the book of Enoch makes a final shift. Until this point, every realm has served a function. Some govern nature, some restrained fallen beings, some preserved souls, others regulated time, angelic order, and the architecture of the stars. But the 10th heaven is not described as a system. It is described as presence. Enoch writes that he is carried into a realm unlike all the others. There are no storehouses here, no prisons, no courses of light, no divisions of duty. The language of the text moves away from structure and toward experience. Light is no longer something that illuminates objects. It becomes the environment itself. The 10th heaven is where the book of Enoch places the dwelling of God. Enoch describes an immeasurable brilliance, a radiance that does not come from a source within the realm, but from the realm itself. He speaks of countless angels standing in ranks beyond number, not administering creation, but standing in continual reverence. Here, the angels are not described as governors or watchers. They are described as those who stand before God. Enoch sees what he identifies as the throne. It is not defined by shape. It is defined by authority. From this place, he is told, all commands flow, all laws proceed, all order descends. This heaven does not regulate something. It originates everything. The book of Enoch does not attempt to detail God. It does not describe form. It does not define substance. Instead, it records effects, power, glory, unapproachable light, the overwhelming sense of holiness that separates this realm from all others. Enoch is not shown mechanisms here. He is shown dominion. The 10th heaven reveals that the many heavens are not independent worlds. They are extensions of a single sovereignty. The lower heavens administer. The middle heavens maintain. The highest heaven commands. Enoch is made aware that nothing he has seen operates by its own authority. The winds do not move by themselves. The angels do not govern by themselves. The stars do not keep their paths by themselves. All of it flows downward from this realm. In the book of Enoch, heaven is not an upward escape. It is a descending order from the throne in the highest heaven. Instruction moves downward through the ranks of angels, through the divisions of the heavens, and into the world of humanity. Here, Enoch is also shown the fullness of angelic worship. The angels surrounding the throne do not speak of duty. They speak of holiness. They do not oversee. They acknowledge. Their existence is not tied to tasks. It is tied to presence. This marks the final distinction of the 10th heaven. It is not where things are done. It is where meaning originates. The book of Enoch presents God not as a distant ruler above the heavens, but as the center from which the heavens exist. Enoch's journey does not end with information. It ends with orientation. He has seen that creation is not flat. It is layered. He has seen that power is not scattered. It is delegated. He has seen that rebellion is not unnoticed. It is contained. He has seen that righteousness is not forgotten. It is preserved. And he has seen that order is not natural. It is commanded. The 10 heavens together form a single structure. The first heaven reveals how the natural world is supplied. The second shows how rebellion is restrained. The third shows how the righteous are gathered. The fourth reveals how time is regulated. The fifth exposes the loss of fallen authority. The sixth displays the administration of existence. The seventh reveals the diversity of angelic life. The eighth and ninth unveil the design of the cosmos. And the 10th reveals the source of all authority. The book of Enoch does not present these heavens as mythology. It presents them as reality beyond perception. A reality in which the universe is not sustained by matter alone, but by hierarchy, obedience, and command. In this text, heaven is not where the story of creation ends. It is where creation is governed. The journey of Enoch ends not with him remaining in the highest heaven, but with him returning. He is sent back with knowledge of what he has seen. The purpose of the vision is not escape. It is testimony. Heaven in the book of Enoch is not offered to satisfy curiosity. It is revealed to redefine understanding. Human history is not isolated. It unfolds beneath layers of unseen order. Angelic rebellion is not symbolic. It is judicial. Natural forces are not independent. They are released. Time is not accidental. It is regulated. And God is not distant. He is enthroned above all levels of existence. This is the worldview the book of Enoch presents. A universe structured from the highest heaven down to the earth. A creation in which every realm has purpose. And a heaven not defined by clouds and light, but by authority and presence. In this ancient text, the 10 heavens are not separate worlds. They are one system. And at the summit of that system, beyond every mechanism and every order, stands the throne from which all things proceed. That is where Enoch's journey ends. And that is where the book of Enoch places the beginning of everything.